Hi, Gemma here. I'm a psychotherapist in Las Vegas, Nevada. I contract with Candlelighters. They have asked me to check in with Candlelighter teens and families and just give a few tips on how to maintain psychological health during this COVID-19 time. What a time to be alive, huh? Wow, so we're all in this together. There's a few themes that I've noticed in my private practice. I'm seeing all my clients virtually right now. And the number one thing that I can think is most important right now is to create some structure when there is rapid fire changes, sometimes hour by hour, sometimes day by day. It is nice to be able to lean into something we can trust is going to be there. And so structure can include, going to sleep at a reasonable time, waking up at a reasonable time, um, having a daily exercise routine, getting enough sunlight, drinking lots and lots of water, having some structure around how much we work. Too little creates anxiety in us because we feel like we haven't accomplished things, and too much can lead to also anxiety and stress because now we're feeling guilty we're missing out on family time and neglecting all our house duties and whatnot because we're diving into work. So having some structure around how much we work or homework. um, Secondly, I'd like to recommend not only structure and discipline during this time, but also uh, making time and prioritizing introducing new hobbies during this time. So, arts, um, learning an instrument or picking up that instrument that's been collecting dust or enhancing your skills, learning a new language, diving into a new topic that we've always been curious about but haven't had the time to learn about. This is a really good time to stay mentally, emotionally, spiritually stimulated. So I want to emphasize that this is not only a physical virus, but it can also be a spiritual one. Our spirits can get very dim when we live in a state of fear and panic. And so creating an environment conducive to our spirits staying really bright and really light, and the arts and new hobbies such as planting. I just started composting. I'm harvesting some onions and potatoes and strawberries, and this is all COVID-19 inspired, by the way. This is a new me. So routine and discipline, introducing new hobbies during this time, connection. Not and not. I'm gonna not say just connection, but like intentional heart to heart connection with our loved ones, whether that's virtually or in person. Um, let's be really mindful about what we're bringing into these relationships. There's already enough fear and uncertainty out there that I think it's unnecessary for us to repeat that narrative and rhetoric and then like bring in that fear into our relationship. So I want to challenge you to really aspire and model and embody being a light, a lighthouse in your home, in your relationships, in your friendships, to really bring hope and a sense of groundedness and speak about how this is inspiring you and how it's changing you in positive ways. And yeah, let's bring that into our relationship. So intentional connection. And the last piece I want to leave you with is to try to reframe what's happening right now. So COVID-19 is a real thing, right? Like I have friends in New York who are at the epicenter of all of this, and they're constantly surrounded by ambulances and whatnot. And so it's a real thing. I'm not saying live in denial about it, okay? But I am saying let's choose to maybe look at this as a really mysterious unfolding that's happening, and in that sense mystery can be exciting. We can lean into fear or we can lean into, wow, this is a really exciting, juicy time to be alive. We're making history here. And I'm sure there's other ways to reframe this. So I want to summarize and say that the 4 tips that I'm giving today about how to remain psychologically healthy during this uncharted, unprecedented COVID-19 time is create routine, structure, discipline in your daily lives, to introduce new hobbies into your life and have those in place so that when we return to our jobs and our daily lives, we can already have these healthy routines in place to not just connect with our loved ones, but intentionally connect and bring groundedness, bring positivity, bring inspiration into those relationships, challenging you to be a pillar of light in your relationships. And lastly, to try to reframe what's happening. Instead of choose to not lean into the fear and doom and lean into this is an exciting, juicy time to be alive, or whatever other way you can find to reframe this. That's all I have for you today. Again, my name is Gemma Andaya. If you have any questions, you can find my contact info on my website, pojwellness.com.